I'm in the house.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spinner Rack. We are doing the trailer on the Wheel of Time. This is one of the biggest selling fantasy series around by Robert Jordan. Unfortunately passed away, but it was picked up by Brandon Sanderson. So if you know Brandon Sanderson, he has a bunch of series out. One of the top writers right now, hot hand. But I'm here with my boys, PD and Cal, and we're going to take a look at this and see Amazon is finally throwing some serious dough at some of these series, and they're trying to capture the whole Wheel of Time series. They're doing this. They're also doing the losing my mind, the Lord of the Rings, not Lord of the Rings, but something within that time period. Not exactly sure when, but this is going to be another one of their blockbuster series, fantasy series. So hey, they're trying to make themselves the name for fantasy. So hey, let's take a look. Selector, play the damn thing. So it's coming out. So here's the thing with the series. The series basically surrounds this guy who's going to be called the Dragon Reborn, where he's basically has the power of like almost reincarnated power from like the basic story is that in this situation, men don't have magic. It's basically the women, right? There's some others, some dark creatures who do have magic or can tap into it, and they usually think that they're evil, or they're dark, or whatever. But we don't really know as time the series goes on, things changes. So our initial perception of who and what they are changes to what later on. But the Dragon Reborn is the main is supposedly the main character. But there are many different things around it. So the town that you see them in is basically the Dragon Reborn and his friends, and they all have a future basically. You know, some of them will gain powers, some of them will be all gain different levels of power as time goes on. You know, and some characters are better than others. So I'm not sure where they're focusing on. It didn't look as though they showed the guy who will become the hero, the Dragon Reborn, who will be the key center of the show. But one of the things is that the female, you have very strong female characters because in this world you have these witches, the Aes Sedai, who you know, they use their powers to stop wars, to keep peace, and stuff like that. And there's also other elements where they're bringing in a whole invasion into the world from another part of the world. You have the history where they keep talking about the ages. It's like this age, things keep going around and around. They keep things changing, but things still kind of stay the same. You know, so it's different. This is the different age, and this, you know, this is something standard in fantasy where this is the third age of man or the fifth age of man or something like that. So it continues. But it's a very interesting thing. It's supposedly a future version of where Earth was. And you see that it's another story that just came out. I gotta look at that. What the story that just showed where something happened now, but you know, in the future, people are using magic and stuff. So like Dune almost, where Dune is basically you look back, we were Earth, and thousands of years later, this is where they are now. But I think, hey, it was a pretty definitely in terms of quality, in terms of the production value. I liked it. It looked very, very nice, very clear. But the story, I didn't give a lot, right? Did you guys feel you understood what the story, where they're going, the
Talking
premises?
about the trailer?
Trailer, right? Did you get a lot?
I don't think it's possible to understand where this thing is going based on the trailer.
I don't think you're supposed to. I think it's supposed to be just sort of like here's some highlights, here's some magic, and some of the cool shots. And
I think a lot of people need to have it centered in terms of who we're looking at. You know, what's going on, at least so they can say, hey, this is like something interesting I want to watch. Like you said, it just seems like a bunch of different cool shots they put together. You know?
But I mean, I'm more into the less, you know, I'd rather not get most of the plot and say, oh, let's check this thing out. It got Homegirl in it, both, you know, both female kind of lead. And then the character that gets pushed in the water, I'm not sure who she is. But I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, just give you some highlights, that sort of thing, not sort of explain. I mean, there's two ideas of thought as far as trailers. There'd be visually just give you some cool stuff, or give you one that explains you, saying that we're not going to go see it unless we know what the story is about. And I think some of that will be, you know, I don't think when I first saw what's the thing? Like the Game of Thrones, that the story gave me, any sort of trailer that gave me the idea what it's going to be about. But, you know, when I watched it, it was, you know, it is, you know.
The first episode basically gives you an idea what it's.
That's what the first says. We're not watching the first episode. We're watching the trailer.
You know, I'm just saying, I gotta look at the
talking like you watched the show already and they didn't give you any information. We didn't watch nothing yet. We watched a trailer of highlights.
don't get exasperated, Pete. You know what I'm trying to say? We're trying to have a decent, level-headed conversation. Okay. Cal agrees with me clearly, and that's what we're trying to do, bro.
Now, you're making me sound like DJ Quick now. No, I don't. No, I'm not.
What?
You don't know the tune? No, forget it. I thought you were cool.
I wasn't for my time.
Oh man, threw off the thing again. Sorry, guys.
So, do you have anything you want to say about it, Cal, before we close this out?
Loved it.
Okay. I mean, visually, aside of Rosamund Pike, I think they need to do a little bit more to appeal to the demographic that's probably going to be populating this show, which is pretty much dudes. I think you need to show some more chicks.
I don't know if they're going to be that hard, but it's. I think this is going to be more. The impression I'm getting is going to definitely be more female centric on this whole show than the others. So I mean, it's Rosamund Pike is going to be playing one of the main Aes Sedai or the witches basically, and she's going to be bringing one of the girls with her. But the question is like the Randall Thor who will be the. Well,
No. Okay, you read. It's already obvious that you're familiar with the series. You've read the books or read at least a couple of them. No problem. I'm trying to take it for the layman. Okay, this is a guy's like, all right, I liked Game of Thrones, and they got all this fantasy stuff to choose from. I liked Game of Thrones, but I watched Curse, and I wasn't necessarily into that. Oh, so I'm watching this, but I'm not into that. Part of the thing that draws us, I mean, look, it's a male demographic that you're looking at. So part of the thing is going to draw men in. If you have some like pretty girls, then hey, show them. At the very least, they're like, oh, okay, and let me at least watch and see for that particular scene or something of that nature. This looks very well done. Backdrop, set, colors, all that type of stuff looks great for a fantasy show. But what's going to differentiate this from anything else that they put out? Say like Lord of the Rings at this point. So I'm always do a little, at the very least initially to get people in, throw some eye candy up.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's gonna be eye candy. I think so.
Well, with that said, we're gonna move on to our next trailer, which is called Bingo Hell from Amazon. Keeping in.
we should stop here and do the next one so we can come up separately.
What next one?
The next trailer you said.
I'm not sure you guys want to sit through Bingo Hell, but we pointed out that they were putting money to a lot of these new things because obviously we already had The Boys, and you were talking about them doing something about the Lord of the Rings. I thought might as well see what they got going on here, and I see Madres, Black as Night, and I saw Bingo Hell.
Yes.
You watch Bingo Hell?
But we should keep it separate.
All right, I don't think it's in our wheelhouse, but let's spin a rack out it.
Spin a rack out.
Spin a rack out.